In this video I'm going to show you exactly how to make a YouTube thumbnail in Canva. Are you ready? Let's do it, Canva Collective. Hello, my name is Matt Hughes, your Canva tutor for today. I'm going to show you exactly how to make these YouTube thumbnails. Now, if you've not been to this channel before, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time we publish a new video. Now, this is all about the YouTube thumbnail, and I'm going to show you how to create the exact thumbnail that I've used for this video, right? It's a bit like Inception because we're creating the same thumbnail for the thumbnail that we're in the video for the thumbnail. Right, so let's jump over to Canva and I'll show you how to get started. So here you can see the thumbnail that's already created. I'm going to create a new page and then we're going to start from scratch, and hopefully we'll get there. If not, we're going to have to blag it a little bit as we go through. But the first things first, so we've got a new page here and I've got the color. It's already set the background color to the background color that I had before, but let's say you're starting from fresh, you would be in white. In fact, talking about starting from fresh, if we go home, you would click create design and then you would use YouTube thumbnail. And when you do that, actually let's just create a new one just to show you what it looks like from fresh. When you do that, it gives you some options of examples that you can use. Now, I don't mind these templates and they're okay, but they're now available to millions of people. So the reason why I create them from scratch is because I want them to do them myself. Of course, Hazel Sky Designs would create templates which are not used by millions of people, maybe a couple of hundred people, but it just means that your designs are more unique. So nothing wrong with the templates. They're a great place to start, but I would either use a Hazel Sky Designs template or I would use I would create something from scratch like I'm going to teach you now. Okay, so let's go back to the design that we're in then. So yes, I'm going to change the background to the background color. So this is the background color that I chose, and actually I think this is the background color. We'll see in a second, but this is the original one that I chose. Of course I need an image to upload, so when you're creating your YouTube videos, make sure that you create one of these images as well. Like I do this at the start, and also as you can see here in my sidebar that I have a bunch. This is for my other channel. I've got a King of Video channel. You'll find the link. It's a featured channel on this channel, and you'll find the link in the description as well. So this is the King of Video brand. You know, it's red and black, and you can see I've got all of these green screen images. So I can at any point bring one of these in. I tried to bring one that I hate doing these. They're so cringe, but you just have to do them for YouTube, right? So I can bring one of these in at any time and I can just do what I want with these. You know, I'd crop them in and then remove the background. You don't have to do that, but you can remove the background and then I can do what I want with these. So the same thing applies to yours. Like, come up with one at the start of each video or at the end of each video, so you know that you've got something that's appropriate to that video. You're wearing the same clothes, that kind of thing. With my King of Video brand, I'm always wearing the same hoodie, so that makes it easy. As this channel grows, I will get some Canva Collective hoodies as well, and we'll be wearing the same clothes also, because that just makes it easy for me. You know, I've seen a lot of people do this. Some people refer to it as a uniform, but it is in fact just part of my brand. So here's the one that I uploaded. Of course, the first thing I'm going to do, which you will have seen in previous videos, is remove that background. So you can see I've removed it, and that is straight away done the job, and I can just press apply, and then I can maybe crop that in if I want to. Always like to do that anyway. So this design is called Create. As I mentioned before, we're going to name it. So this design is called Create a YouTube Thumbnail in Canva. Look what I've done with my thumbnail. I've actually cropped it in and zoomed in a little bit, and I moved it to the side. So I'm kind of off to the side there, just to give it a bit more space for me to add the text, because the text is the call out for people to, you know, go and watch the video. But I do want my face in there. YouTube thumbnails with faces in are far more clickable than anything else, or research suggests that they get more clicks if you've got your face in them. So that's why you'll see a lot of YouTube thumbnails with your face in, even if you don't like your own face, right? Even if you don't like your own face, still try and put it in. Like, I know I've got a big forehead and it's something that's a personal insecurity of mine, but it's there. I'm going to add it to it because I've got to get over that to make sure that actually what I'm trying to do is share my genius with the world, and there's somebody there that's waiting for my video. So if you think about that the same, you can kind of get over these insecurities. It does take a little while, but eventually you just get over them, right? Okay, so there I am. Look, what I'm going to do is, I showed in a previous video that you can add in a shadow, and the temptation when you learn about these glow effects, for example, is that you tend to then add them to everything. And so I could come along and add this glow effect. If you've not seen this video, I'll add a card in so you can go and watch the glow effect video there. But you can see the temptation is to add them all the time. So I take the blur down, I take the transparency up, maybe increase the size of it. So like you think, oh, I love this effect so much, I'm going to add it to everything. But you want to be a bit different. And so what I decided with this one is, rather than making it just that hard glow effect, I was going to add some because I do want it to pop. But I'm just going to take the blur and blur it a little bit more and take the size of it down a little bit more, just so it brings my image out of there. You know, I'm kind of popping out of the background now, even though it's a very similar color to the hoodie that I'm wearing. So there I am. So I think that's about the same. It's about the same there. Yeah, I can see very, very similar. Probably cropped in a little bit more there. Okay, so now I need to add some text, and I would say this is probably one of the hardest things is getting the text right. You'll see over the time of the channel growing, we will use lots of different I will use lots of different types of text. So I'm going to say add a heading, and what have I done here? Create a thumbnail, create a YouTube thumbnail in Canva. Create a YouTube thumbnail in, and I've decided on using the Canva logo, and I'll show you that in a second as well. So you see I've got some text here. I've got this default font that they use in Canva is a bit of a strange one. So I changed and I decided to use Gotham there. So let's change that. And you want a really blocky font for this, so it just stands out. You know, it's going to catch. Remember, with YouTube thumbnails, what you're trying to do is catch people's attention in the search results. So you want it to be kind of blocky. You can see what I've done here is I've changed the size. So if we go to create here, it's size 55. YouTube is size 90. Thumbnail is 52. I'll probably just, for argument's sake, keep them the same size, the two smaller versions. So 52 there, but I'll change it in the one we're doing. And then we've got the logo. So let's do that. So we're going create a, and we'll go 55. That's what we said. YouTube thumbnail. Change, oh, both of these, changing them to 55. There we go. And it's starting to feel a little bit more like it is there. And you can see the word YouTube is jumping out. You know, the question, I could make thumbnail stand out as well. It's a choice whether you want to do one or the other. And you can also remember with something like TubeBuddy, link is in the description, you can do A/B testing with your thumbnail. So you could create two versions and see which one wins. So, you know, you might have a bigger version of YouTube, the word there. Oh, let's just get rid of the space. There you go. You might have the bigger version of the word YouTube, and then you might have a bigger version of thumbnail as well, and then just test the two. But right now, I think we're happy with that for now. And then, of course, I changed the colors. So I'm going to select the colors that I wanted. Select the text that I wanted and just change that colors to white as well. Okay, now I need to find the logo. Look, if you can't find the logo for the piece of software or whatever that you're using, then there's a really simple way to do it. I'll show you right now how to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to Google. I'm going to go and search for the software. So oh, there we go. Search for this before. Camtasia logo PNG. So I need to have something that's got a transparent background. Of course, I can use Canva to remove that as well. Canva Pro. Camtasia logo PNG. So PNG usually means that I'm going to find a transparent version of that. I'll click one of them that looks like the one. Yeah, there you go. So I can see that it's a transparent one. It's got those checkered squares behind it. Just beware when you're looking for logos. The checkered squares, sometimes the places that give you these logos, like this one maybe, the checkered squares are actually in the image. It's really weird that it happens, so just be aware of that. And then I can see the logo here, so this is probably the one I want. And actually what I can do with Canva is I can say copy image. I can go back to the Canva app, and then I can just right click. Oh, well, I can do Command V, Control V in Windows, Command V in Mac, or I can say paste. There you go. In fact, it's telling me there, look, paste, right click, paste. So I'll do Command V, and there it is. So it's taking it from that. I didn't even have to download it and upload it. It's just taking it from the URL that I've got, and it's uploaded it. And of course, it will appear in my uploads in here as well. So I've now got that logo that I can use. So that's how you'd grab a logo. Of course, we're using Canva, so they give us a way of. Oh, let's go to elements. They give us a way of finding the logo as well. I'm sure it's in elements. Let's try Canva. Yeah, there it is. So I can just grab the Canva one. But I just wanted to show you if you need to find logos, it's a bit of a hidden art to find the logo. So knowing how to do that is really useful. There we go. So the other thing that I've spotted here that I need to do is probably change the line height for the text. It's a little bit spread out. You might want it like that, but for me, I just want to bring it down to maybe 1.2 just to bring it a bit closer together. So now what I want to do is just position these centered. So I can collect the two of them like that, and it looks like it's kind of center. But if I can click on position, oh right, in fact I can see that it's centered because it's highlighted. If I clicked on left there, it would move it to left, but center. So if you ever find your alignments off, position is so great at doing that. It's such a hidden feature, but when I show people that, they're like, oh my god, you've just made my life super easy. So there we go. So we've got that, and then I'm going to just make sure it's in the kind of center. You don't have to have them centered, and you can make them bigger and stuff as well there. But you can see it looks pretty similar. You don't have to have them centered. YouTube thumbnails are not. There's no real rules around it, so it doesn't have to be the same as that, you know. Anyway, you get the picture. So the other thing that I'm going to do, I quite like the border that I've got in here, and I've got this sunburst effect as well. So we're going to find those in the elements with Canva. Sunburst is this way of, you know, the center bursting out like it's the rays of the sun. And this is a pro image, as you can see here. There is some free versions. But this one's pro, and the reason why I like this one is because it's clearly a vector graphic. I can make it as big as I want, and the quality sticks around as well. So I can make it super big. I find this difficult sometimes when you're trying to make things so big. If you're zoomed in a little bit here, and you're trying to make these bigger, you see the element just kind of falls out of the size. So just make sure you zoom out, and then you can make that element as big as you want it. And I'll center that as well. So we're going to center that there. Might just make sure we get as much as that sunburst in as possible. And then I'm going to pick a color. So I think this is where we use this color. And you can see that kind of gives me the sunburst effect there. I love the fact that the sunburst sits on my thumb as well. It was by accident when I was doing it, but I was like, oh, actually that looks pretty cool. So I've got the sunburst, but it's very blocky and it's in the way of everything now. So what I want to do is change the opacity of it. I'll change it to maybe 60%. And then I'm just going to position that element to the back. And there we go. And then I jumped straight back to the front again. And you can see the sunburst is there. You know, I've clearly done it a slightly different way around in the above version. But just know that it's roughly the same, so you know we're kind of there. I'd probably, if I come out of that, I'd probably, let's just detach it. Hold up. Oh, we don't need to. I'll probably just make it a little bit more transparent. You know, just off, so you can just see it, but it's not quite in your face. And then we go position to back as well. There we go. That's more like it, although I've obviously used the opposite colours. Right, so we've got that sunburst effect. And then the last thing that I need to do to bring this out and to add that look and feel to it is find another element, which is a line and shape. And it is just this one here. So again, I'm going to make it as similar as I can to the size that I've got. I'm going to choose the colour that I wanted. Well, I'll do the opposite then if we're doing opposites today by the looks of it. And it's there now, and it's now the top element. So I want to just make sure it's centered for starters. The amount of people that don't center their stuff is just blow my mind. So it's centered there, and then I'm just going to put the position to back as well. And there it sits at the back, and there we go. We've got the opposite. I'm doing opposites, inverted thumbnail there. It's completely created in Canva. It doesn't look amazing, and like I say, you could test it. Maybe even as I've got these two thumbnails now, I could probably test them both and say, do the colors make the difference, and run an A/B test and see if I get more clicks with YouTube in black and Canva in white, you know, and just see what happens. But that's how you create a YouTube thumbnail with Canva. What did I say? Canva? That's how you create a YouTube thumbnail with Canva. Oh my God. Losing my mind. If you've enjoyed this video, if you've liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button. You'll have seen a reminder throughout the video. Subscribe to the channel. You'll find loads more tutorials like this coming over the next few months, years, eternities. And of course, if it's been useful and you think there's anybody that would like to see this video, make sure you share it on the socials. I love people sharing my videos. I love to see the feedback, good or bad, and really appreciate it as well. My name is Matt Hughes, and I will see you in my next video.